Okay, welcome to Genius Dreams Education Channel. Today you're going to look at a simple way we can design this flyer within some few minutes, as we are basically eager to learn the tips to be used in Photoshop in order to become a professional designer. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel to get any new updates or to get more videos on Photoshop. So we are going to start by creating our new working space. I'm going to use the 4x4 inches with a resolution of 300. Then I'll create the working space. So first of all, I'm going to design my background image. So I'm going to design my background. So I'm going to use these images for the flyer. So first of all, I'm going to import my first image into the working space by dragging and dropping it. Or you can use the place embedded method for what I always use for my previous lessons. So the next thing is for me to go in for the other images. So this is the next image I'll go in for. So I'll transform this image out to cover the whole page and then blend it. I'm going to blend this image with the first background. So I'm going to use the lighting blending mode for this image. Then I'll then go in for the next image I'm going to use. So the next image is this one. I'll drag and drop it as usual. Then I'm going to extend this to cover the page. Then I'll also blend that same image with the two background image already. So I'm going to blend this one too. So I'm going to use the divide blending mode. Then I'll then go in for the last image to finish the background image. So this is the last image I'm going to use to blend it with the background image. So as usual, I'll rasterize it and then blend it with the three first background image. So I'm going to use the overlay blending mode for this one. So now you can see this is the background we are going to use, and I'm going to add some other images to this top here. So those images, I'm going to add this image. It looks like something like the logo. So I'm going to remove the background of this image. I don't want the background, so I'll first rasterize it and then go to Windows Properties to remove the background. So as you are waiting for the background to be removed, please subscribe to my channel to get any new updates on Photoshop. So I think this is okay now. I'm going to use this image as this. So first of all, let me transform this image in. Now this is okay. So I'll then go in for the last image on top there. So this is the last one. So I'll drag and drop this same image here too. And for this image too, I'm going to remove the background as I did for the first one. So I'll rasterize it and then go to Windows Properties to remove the background. So please subscribe to my channel for me. I beg you, do well to subscribe to my channel for me to get more videos on my content. So I'm going to transform this one to in and then position it. So let me transform it out more. Okay. So I think now this is okay for now. Let me select the first image then transform it in. So I'm going to transform the first image in small. So after that, let me group these two images. So I'm going to call it as logo. Let me call those two images as logo. So after that, let me group my background images too, so that when we start provide, if you want to provide any effect, it will be simple for us. So you hold control, then you select all. After that, you click on G to group them. So I'm going to name it as background. So the next thing is I'm going to select the logo, and I'm going to blend those two images with the background. So I'm going to use the color dodge to blend them. So now you can see how this part looks like. So the next thing is for me to go in for the other image. So I'm going to use this image as a person who is likely to come to this show. This show is actually about, let's say, it's a music show, or let's just say it's a music show. So let's say this is just a music show. So we are designing this flyer to invite people for this show, or something like a night club also. So I'm going to remove the background of this one too. So first of all, let me rasterize it, then go to Windows Properties as usual to remove the background. So we are waiting for the background to be removed. So now you can see the background has been removed successfully. So I'm going to press Ctrl T, then I'll right click on it, and I'm going to flip this horizontal to get this. So I want the image to be in this form, so I'm going to transform it out to make it more larger to cover the page. This is too much. Let me transform it. So the next thing is I'm going to draw a rectangle here for some text. So we go for the rectangle too. Then I'll specify the starting point and draw my rectangle here. So for this rectangle, this color is okay. So for this rectangle, then let me press enter. So I'm going to use this image to also provide effects on this rectangle to see how it will look like. Although the rectangle, the filling color fits the outfit, fits the color of the attire for the lady. But let's see if we can also get a nice one by using this image and then blend it. So let's blend this with the overlay. Then let's position it like this. So I think this one is okay now as compared to the first one. So now you've been able to produce this effect by using the rectangle and that image with the overlay blending. So the next thing is for me to go in for my test. So now we are done with the background. Going to this is the time image. For the time image, I'll position it here. And then I'll go in for the location image too. So this is the location image I'm going to use. I also position that one to here. So that's it. So I'm going to group these two images too for simple effects. So you hold Control G, then you select the two of them, then you group them as, let's say, time images. So I'm naming them as time. So I'm going to provide an effect. I want to change the color of this image. I want to make it white. So I'm going for the rectangle tool again. Then I'm going to draw a rectangle to cover those two images. And I want a white color. So we are going to use the clipping marks effect to produce those two colors. So then I'll come here and click on that layer and create a clipping marks on it. Then I'll press enter. So now you can see we've been able to get the white color of this image. And the next thing is for us to go in for the test. So for the test, I'll write all the tests for you. So for the test, you go in for the test two, then you give out the test part. So I'm going to write all the tests here, then you see how you provide the styling aspect. So you go in for the test two to give all these tests. Just click on the test two, then you click on any space, then you start writing your test. So you do same for all these tests. That's how those tests came about. So now let's continue our lesson. So the next thing is for us to style all these tests because they are not visible. Either we are going to change their color, font size, or font style, or whatever you want to change. But before we start with that one, I would like to group these ones. So I'm going to group all these tests from the layers to make the styling become simple. So first of all, I'm going to group this one. So I'll hold control, then I'll select them and click on J to group it. So I'm going to group this test as one group. So I'm going to make that test as Sunday. So anytime I see Sunday, I can see that it's for this group. Then I'll go on for the next one. So yeah, pray. Let me deselect this one, select this one and the bash and the neon jungle. So these three tests are this one too. So I'm going to group that one too. Then I'll press on J to group it. And let me call it as neon. I'm going to use the first word of each of the words, the sentence to group it. Then I'll hold control again and select the next test, not for case as one. Then I'll group it. So I'm going to name that group 2 to be this. Press enter, then I'll hold and do same for the next test. So that this one too is another group of the test. So I'll press on J to group that one. So I'm going to call that one as I'm using only the first word of each of the sentence or each particular group of information. This one too is another one. So I'll then group it, that's this one. Then I'm going to call that one as, let me use PM for that. Then the next one is get ready. So for that test, here is it. So I'll click on it and group that one and name it as get. And then lastly, the last one to our hold control and then group that one to. So I'm going to call this one as the main theme. So let me also name it using the first word as jungle. I'm going to call that group 2 as jungle. So the next thing is we're going to select each layer of the text and start with its styling part. So first of all, I'm going to draw a rectangle here, small rectangle like this. Then I'm going to change the fill-in color to white. Press enter. So I'm going to position it well. After that, I'm going to make a copy of it and duplicate it here. So you press Ctrl J to make the copy. Then I'm going to duplicate that copy here. I'll press on Ctrl J to make another copy. Let me bring the other copy here too. Ctrl J to make another copy again. So now this is okay. So for now, I'm going to put all the text within this copy or this. So I'm going to put in some text within this part. Okay. So let me shift this image small. So I'll go and select that image. So then I'll just go into the image. No, that was the logo. Then I'll select that. How did we name that image? That's the time. So I'll then select that image. Then I'll position it a little bit. So I'm going to take this text and bring it here. So that's the Sunday. So I'll just look at the Sunday layer. I'll look for the Sunday layer. So this is the Sunday layer. Then you select it, you click on the move to, and then you move it to this position. So I'm going to go in for the text too. Then I'm going to select this part. So I'm going to start with the styling aspect. So I'll select the Sunday and then choose. I'm going to choose a font family for it. And I'm going to use this font family for the Sunday. Then I'm going to decrease the font size to 12. And then let me increase the space between the text to 400%. Press enter. Let me decrease the font size to somewhere about 10. And then let me use the move tool to position well again. So I think this Sunday is okay for now. So I'm going to do same for the November too. So I'll select the November layer within the Sunday group. Then I'm going to change the font size to 10. Then I will increase the space between 8 to 400%. Then you press enter. Then let me position it well. So for that one, the space is too much. So Let me select the text tool and then decrease the space in between it. So the space, instead of the 400, I'm going to use 300%. Then press enter. 300 is too much. Then let me use 150. So now you can see gotten it. So that's Sunday, 22nd November. So for the 22nd, let me choose a font size for it or font family for it. Something that will make it bold. So let me change the font. Let me use this font family. So you can now see the 22nd. Then let me increase the distance between the text to 200. So now I think this is okay now. So Sunday, 22nd November as the time aspect. So let me adjust this image small. So I'll go to the time and then position that one to well. So here is the image. I'll select that layer. Then I'll use the move tool to move it a little bit in order for it to lie within the rectangle. So I'll do same for this layer too. So for this one, I'm going to move the not for case in this side. So I'll just go and select that layer. So that's the case layer. And then with the move tool, I'll move it inside this one. So I'll then go into that layer and select the not for. So I'm going to provide the styling part, choose the font family for the not for. So for the not for, I'm going to use this font family there. This font family for it. Then I'll choose a font size of 10 and I'll then increase the distance between the text. So that's the not for. So I'll then select the case tool and the case I'm going to use the font family I'll use for the 22nd, which is the Rockwell Extra Bold. Then I'm going to increase the distance to by 200% and then position it where. So that's the not for case. So this is telling us that this program is not for kids. So the next thing is for me to go in for the location where the program is going to take place. So I'll then go and select that layer and then with the move tool, I'll move all those layers into its position. So after that, I'm going to style this one too. So I'm going to use the same styling. First of all, I'll choose a font family for the first one. And the font family I'm going to use is the same thing. Then I'll change the font size to somewhere about 10 and increase the distance to 150%. And then I'll then position it well. So after that, I'll do Same for the Fiat 2. I'll select it and then choose a font family for it. And I'm going to use this same font family and then choose a font size of 10 for it as I did for the first one and change the space in between to 200%. Press enter. Then I'll use the move tool to position it well. So now the last one is the bash. So I'll select that one too and choose a font family for it. I'm going to use the bold one and I'll then increase the space in between it to 200%. Press enter. Then I'll position it so I'll then position it as the location for the program. So now we can see we are done with this part. The next thing is for us to go to the top there and start with the styling part of it. So I'll go and select that layer too. So for that layer, let me close this, the one that we are done. Let me close those layers so that I can get the rest of the layers. So that's the Django, that's the first layer. So I'll go inside and select the first one. So for the first one, it's okay for me. So let me select the next one, which is the present. I'm going to choose the font family for the present. So I'm going to use this same font family for that one too. Then I'm going to increase the space between it to 400%. Then I'll position it well. So I'm going to decrease the font size to somewhere about 9 and then position it well again. So let me take the Django and choose a font family for it. So I'm going to use this font family for that one too. So Django is the event, present, this, that. So let me increase the space between it to somewhere about 200%. So this is now okay. So now I'm left with the neon Django bash. So I'll then select that layer. That's the main thing. So I'm going to choose a font family for that one too. And I'm going to use the bold, the Rockwell Extra Bold. So the next thing is the neon Django. So I'm going to choose a font family for that one too. So for the font family, I'm going to use the Rockwell Extra Bold. Then I'm going to increase the height of the text to somewhere about 300% and increase the font size to somewhere about 30. Then let me bring it somewhere here. So I think this is okay for now. Or let me decrease the height to 200% and increase the font size so that it will become more bold. Then let me increase the font size to somewhere about 36. This is not all that cool as compared to the first one. Then let's make here the 300. So now this is now okay for now. So I'm going to use this one. So let me get this text down. So that's the get ready. So let me search for the get layer. Then let me take it somewhere here. After that, let me then go back for the Django effect or the Django testing. So I'm going to position this one here. So here is okay now. So I'm going for the brush and then I'm going to bring it down here. So for this one, too, I'm going to increase the space in between it to somewhere about 300%. Then I will move it to somewhere here and I'll increase the font size to 16. So now this is okay too. So the next thing is the get ready for the wildest party in town. So I'll go and select that get ready. But before that, let me take the only this layer, let me take it down here. That's only that layer. Then let me select the get ready to take that part here too. Okay. So for the 9 o'clock, let me finish with the get ready. So for the get ready, I'm going to select, I'll use the area font type for that part. So I'm going to choose the PM. Let me send it. So I'll take this PM layer and then drag and bring that layer at this side. That's the time part. Or basically, I can also contact this PM, this text in a box, something like a box. So I'm going to select the rectangle too and then draw a rectangle here. So I'll just put the mouse pointer at where it changes shape to the round corners. Then I'll drag it inside to get this image. So I'm going to put it to this side, position it to that side, and then take this text inside that box. So let me make sure that this one is on top of the that layer. Then let me select the box again and increase it small. Press enter. So then let me position it that image to well. Okay, so now it's okay for now. Let me go in and select the 9 o'clock and move it on top. So after that, I'll select the PM and then increase the PM, the height of the PM to somewhere about 300% and then position it where. So now I've gotten the 9 o'clock PM. So the next thing is for us to continue with this part. So we are going to select that layer. And for those one, I'll use that same text. I'll just change this one. I'm just going to change their font family and make them bold so that they will be visible. So I'll select the only and give it a font family that will make it more visible. So I want to get the bold ones. So I'll use the Rockwell or the area narrow bold. So I'll use the area bold, this bold text, that's the area bold one. Then I'll do same for that's the get ready. Then I'll do same for the only two. So I will select this one, choose the font family for it. Then I'll select the next one too. I'll choose the same font family, bold. Then I'll select the last one and choose a font family for it. That same bold. Then I'll go to the get. That's the party in town and choose a font family and make that font family too bold. The area bold for this part. So now we are done with the testing or the styling of the text. But you can see the tests are not clear. So you go on and add some shadow to it. So you go on and add some shadow to it. So let me position this one here. Let me bring that text here. Let me arrange the text well. So let me the only and position it down here. And then going for the get. And let me position the get to here. And then going for the Django to, then let me position that one to here. So now based on this one, I can then continue to also increase. So I want to increase the space in between the Django to somewhere about 200. Then let me position this one here. So 200 is too much. Let me make it 150. Now I think this one is okay for now. Then let me take this one, bring it to somewhere here. After that, let me do same for the rest too. So for the jungle, let me bring it up here and then bring the present down. Now I think this test looks okay as compared to the first one. So the next thing is this arrangement is okay now. So the next thing is for us to provide, let's try and create a drop shadow for this test so that they will be more visible. So I'm going to select all these layers and group them again and provide the drop shadow effect for all of them. That is the test part. So I'll select the get layer, the only layer, and then the jungle layer too. And let me group them as test and then add a drop down shadow. So I'll click on the FS. So I'm going to choose. So for the drop down shadow, I'm going to select the black color to make them more visible. So now as you can see how it looks like as compared to the first one. This is now visible by adding the drop down shadow. So this is the distance, the shadow distance. So I think now this is okay for now. So let me decrease the distance more. And then let me press on OK. So I'm going to add some small shadow to this test. So I'm going to select those ones too and group them. So that's, I'll select the case, the PM, neon, Sunday, and then group that one too as test 2. For that one, I'm going to add small shadow effects to it as compared to this one. So I'll click on the FX, drop shadow, then let me decrease the distance more and decrease the opacity too. So now I think this is okay for now. So I'm going to press on OK. So now you can see our text is now visible. So we can also go to the background and add some hue and saturation to it. So you click on this layer, then go to hue and saturation to adjust. That is the hue. Let's work on the saturation to see some of the effects we can get. So this is now okay. Let me work on the lightness more. This is now okay. So now we've been able to design this flyer within some few minutes. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and also share it for me. And don't forget to subscribe to get more videos on Photoshop and website. Subscribe it for me. Subscription is more important for me and I will appreciate it if you subscribe it for me. Thank you. Bye.